Lesson 10. It explores how art is more than just a finished product but a process of personal discovery and creative transformation. So here we have the three main concepts of art: soul making, appropriation, and improvisation. Good day everyone, I am Kahar Naima M together with my two other classmates, and they would be discussing their part after mine. Throughout history, art has played an integral role. Art is like a historical diary for ancient people. So they used art to save their stories, daily lives, and even their beliefs so that they should be able to share it to everyone and wouldn't be forgotten over time. So even the Paleolithic societies, so when we say Paleolithic societies, those are the earliest human group na namuhay since Old Stone Age, a period that simply started 2.6 million years ago. So they were able to record the life they live, and that is all thanks to art. They were creative, of course, finding and using everything, whatever the nature could offer. So it is a proof na it shows us na the needs to create art is a natural human instinct that existed since the beginning of the time. In essence, art has been an instrument to reflect the things and events that transpired in the past so that the future generations can have a glimpse of that past. So basically, art is used and addressed as an evidence to show us exactly what happened a long time ago. Simple as that. So, with the advent of technological advancement, societies have improved the ways and means. So, as time goes by, human came up and started to improvise and invent better technology. We found new ways to make it convenient. So now instead of painting on a cave wall or canvas, meron na tayong tinatawag na photography, which we can film, and and on top of that is the internet, which is it allows us to share everything worldwide in just one click. So technology hasn't replaced art. It has simply given the artist the opportunity to communicate their ideas and reach more people ever than before. If an artwork is an avenue for an artist to express narratives through symbols, then it follows that the artist is the author of the work. So just as a writer is the owner of their book, it is because they chose to use words and letters to tell a story. Then an artist is the author or the owner of their own work who chose to use symbols to convey whatever they can offer. But during the 20th century, issues on authorship and ownership have emerged primarily because of the value ascribed to the viewer of the work. So in modern era, we stopped believing na yung artist lang yung may kakayahan na magbigay ng meaning sa isang artwork. So we started giving more value to the viewer. Meaning, when you look at a piece of art, your own feelings, memories, ideas, and even interpretation are just as important as what the artist intended. So the true meaning of art, in essence, the true meaning of art is no longer owned by just the artist. It is now recreated by every person who looks at it. So moving on to the next activity. Simple lang ito, as kung familiar kayo sa larong 4 pics 1 word, makikita natin here is a collage picture of art, which is apat lahat, but we must came up with a word that best describes it all. So each image portrays a deep emotional or physical connection between two people. Tender, intimate embrace, everything that best describes the word love. And that's why I came up and chose that word. Let's get down to the business. Soul making and deriving from arts. So, in order for humans to make sense of language and derive meanings from word, semantic and grammatical rules are important element to be considered. So, to understand what someone is saying, we need two things. We follow two things: the meaning of words and the correct arrangement of words. So besides the grammatical rules, it is important to consider context and symbols. Context means the situations or the background where something happens or is being said, while symbols means when something represents or stand for a deeper meaning rather than what our eyes could just see. So when it comes to art, to understand art, we need to know its basic part, like colors, lines, shapes, and textures. These are just the visual elements. We also need to understand how the artist arranged these parts. This is what we call the principles of design. So when we finally understand these steps, it became easier to us to understand what the artwork is showing, kung ano yung meaning ng artwork or kung ano yung tinatry niyang i-convey sa atin in just a glance. To understand and appreciate an artwork, the viewer needs some knowledge about three things. So number 1 is the style, number 2 is the form, number 3 is the content, which is the most important of all. So when we say style, ito yung kung kailangan ma-explain natin kung ano yung nakikita natin. When we say form, ito yung structure niya, ito yung final structure or yung final look ng isang art. And content naman is kung ano yung pinapahiwatig ng art, kung ano yung meaning nun. Kasi I believe every painting has its own meaning. So when we say style, it is a unique way an artist or group creates art. It shows their personal touch, the way they use colors, lines, shapes, and materials. Kumbaga yung style, yun yung way ng isang artist na ma-express nila kung ano yung tinatry nilang i-convey sa audience. So over time, art styles have changed and evolved. Different periods in history shows different ways artists express ideas and feelings. So the more na nag-modernize yung panahon natin, the more na nagkakaroon tayo ng iba't ibang uri ng klase ng arts, which is it came from different various of artists as well. So it explains kung bakit meron tayong iba't ibang style, kung paano mag-draw ang isang artist ng output nila. So artwork also have a certain form. Yes, every artwork has a form, which means the way it looks or its physical structure. It is said that the form is the final look of the artwork that people see. It shows how all the parts like colors, shapes, and lines are arranged, combined all together. So kung ano yung nakikita natin sa isang finished product ng artwork, kung ano yung nakikita natin, yun yung tinatawag natin na form. So in essence, form is the whole appearance of the artwork. Now, according to Fishner-Roratus, an author who has written textbooks about art appreciation, art history, and understanding of visual arts, content is what the artwork is about. It includes the subject or kung ano yung pinapakita sa isang art and the message or the theme, the idea or meaning behind it. It is more than its form, but what it is trying to tell us. Kung bagay yung content ng isang artwork, is yun yung pinakamahalaga na malaman ng isang viewer. Kasi yung isang artwork ito hindi lang naman yan about sa kung gaano kaganda yung isang output ng isang artist, but yung meaning behind that artwork. Kumbaga lahat ng artwork na pwede nating makita, posibleng may deeper understanding or deeper story pa yon compared sa kung ano yung nakikita natin. Finally, when looking at art, the viewer should pay attention to everything all together. Kung kailangan in-analyze natin yung nakikita natin. So, visual elements. Na-discuss ko na to kanina. Visual elements is yung mga shapes, yung colors, yung lines, and texture ng isang artwork. The themes and motifs, yung main idea, yung story behind it, and its composition, or how every part are arranged in one, resulting into its final form. So, by considering all these elements, all these parts, a person can fully understand and appreciate the true meaning and beauty of the artwork na tinitignan natin at that very moment. And that's all for my part. Thank you.
Sally Taburok, and we're going to discuss about improvisation. So first, what is improvisation? So improvisation means doing something without prior preparation. It involves making a decision to act differently or deviate from what usual. In today's world, many people feel anxious or stressed due to the constant changes happening around them. This is why there is need for a new ways and ideas that can express the true feelings and capabilities of people. So, improvising spontaneously brings a high level of excitement and fulfillment. The unexpected changes it brings allow them to create artwork that are unique and unlike anything done before. So other artists prefer to plan and prepare thoroughly before creating. So this doesn't mean they can't improvise. They can still produce good work even when doing it on the spot or at the last minute. However, since they don't have full control over what might happen, the end result may be different from what they originally expected. So, ang sinasabi dito is ang artist, pag gumawa ang artist ng kanyang gawa, alam na niya kung ano ang ilalagay niya doon. Pero habang gumagawa na siya, pwede niya itong baguhin o hindi na sundin yung unang plano niya. Ito yung tinatawag na pag-i-improvise na makikita mo habang gumagawa pa lang ng gawa. Noong taong 1960s, lalong lumakas ito sa New York City. Pinagsama-sama nila ang sayaw, pagganap at mga larawan o pintura para gumawa ng bagong arts. Tinawag nitong happenings. At naging simula ito ng modernong body art at performance art. May isang artista din na si George Matthew. Siya ang nagsimula ng action painting. So kung saan makikita mo mismo paano ginagawa yung gawa habang ginagawa dito. Mas importante pa yung paraan na paggawa kaysa sa tapos ng gawa. So, yung larawan ni Martha Minuchin ay nagpapakita na pwede kang gumawa ng kakaiba at malaya kapag nag-e-improvise ka. Pwede mong ipakita kung ano talaga yung gusto mong iparating sa gawa. Pati na rin yung mga manonood, pwede silang makisali dito. Ang pag-i-improvise ay bago at kakaibang idea sa arts kasi pinaghalo na niya yung totoo at yung nasa isip lang. So, hindi mo na alam kung alin talaga. So, let's continue. So, when an artist create a work, they already have an idea of what elements to include. But as they start working, they may change or stay from their original plan. So this is essentially improvisation, which is visible in the creative process, like when painting during the 1960s, art improvisation became popular in galleries around New York City. Performance arts, dance, and visual arts were combined to create new types of artworks using a fresh mediums. So these were called happenings, and they paved the way for George Matthew, who started action painting, a style where the creative process is shown in real time. In this approach, the process of making the art matters more than the finished piece. Second paragraph, showing Martha Minuchin performance art, demonstrate how improvisation gives artists a certain level of freedom. So, it allows the artist to adapt and let the subject of the work perform and embody the artwork itself. To some degree, it also helps artists explore and consider how the audience can become part of the work. Improvisation was a revolutionary concept in art because it blurs the line between reality and imagination. So, make it hard to tell where one's end and the other begins. Sa madaling salita, ang improvisation is ang paggawa or pagbuo ng isang bagay na wala sa plano. Halimbawa nito is, sa TV show ka. And then, parang nakalimutan mo yung script na nasulat mo. Pero parang dahil nakalimutan mo is mag-iisip ka, magpaplano ka on your own idea para matuloy mo yung show. Yun is, tinatawag natin yun na improvisation. Yung ginagawa natin yung bagay nang wala sa plano, parang ora-orada is, ginagawa natin yun para matuloy yung isang bagay. Yun yung example ng improvisation, yung pagbuo mo or pagplano mo ng bagay na wala sa plano. Parang unexpected siya, ganun. So, that's all for today. Again, my name is Anik Salitan Gurat and my topic is improvisation. So, good morning and thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Amira Kamit Pagalangan and I am the last reporter of this week. My topic is about appropriation. But before our topic start, I have a question here. For example, an artist created painting and display in museum. Who do you think owns the artwork? Either the artist or his intended audience. So we all know that artists own the artwork. We all know that because of art becomes a kind of conversation. The artist started, but the audience completes it, and that's what the arts makes powerful. So, let's talk about appropriation. So, ang appropriation sa sining, ito na yung paggamit ng mga pre-existing o mga nakaraang bagay, tulad na lamang ng larawan, idea, or imahe. So, sa pamamagitan nito, nakakatulong ito upang makagawa ng bagong likhang sining. Appropriation of art has been a common practice throughout history kasi in the past, yung mga apprentice or mga manggagawa, tinuruan sila na gayahin yung mga gawa ng kanilang master's work. By that, para daw mahasa yung mga skills or mga kakayahan nila na meron sila. And some people who go to the extreme by believing that copying is the artwork, but for that, hindi makukonsider na copying is actually is a artwork kasi paano na lamang yung mga authorship, yung mga gumawa before, as a new apprentice or magagawa, common sense na lang sa gagawin natin kasi although na pwede tayo magaya ng mga ginawa nila before, but hindi naman lahat ng parts is gagayahin natin kasi magkakaroon tayo ng problema doon and makukonsider yung gawa natin na plagiarism. So, alam naman natin yung plagiarism na sinasabi, diba? Ito na yung paggaya ng mga gawa ng iba without permission. And although nga, yun na nga, sinabi ko kanina na we allowed to use and to use the work of our masters before. And so, let's discuss kung ano nga ba ang forgery na tinatawag. So, traditionally, forgery is that it can classify into two forms. Ito na yung existing works and the pastiches. So, sa existing works, ito na nga yung sinabi ko kanina na ito na yung paggamit ng mga pre-existing na mga bagay o mga nakaraang bagay tulad na lamang ng larawan, idea, or imahe sa paggawa ng bagong likhang sining. And sa pastiches naman, ito naman yung mga creative artwork na nagawa tulad na lamang ng literacy, music, dance, at iba pa. So by these two elements, nagkakaroon ng artwork yung isang apprentice. Nakakatulong ito sa paggawa ng bagong sining. And it by this, it can infusing them to New York. So in addition, nowadays, in the contemporary, in the present, yung ibang artist or yung ibang mga artist or apprentice ay nag-predict na lang sa pamamagitan ng kanilang kung ano ba yung mga naiisip nila or yung mga nasa sumasagi sa kanilang isipan, and yun na yung mga ginagawa nila upang magkaroon or to create a new artwork. So, the intention of appropriation, kasi as a apprentice, naging issue ngayon yung pansin naman natin na hindi naman sa pero pansin naman natin and alam natin na yung iba na nagko-question kung yun na nga yung sinabi ko kanina na ang artwork ba is nagkakaroon ng plagiarism or forgery. Kasi yung iba, yung mga artist, no, gumagawa din sila ng way upang ipakita and para ma-view ng mga viewers nila or audience nila kung paano ba magsimula kung paano ba gawin yung mga nakikita nilang mga sining na nakadisplay sa kung saan-saan. So, for example of this appropriation, no, we have one of the famous appropriation na ginawa ni Andy Warhol. Ito na yung Campbell Soap Can in 1962. So, ginawa ito ni Warhol, no, sa pamamagitan ng pag-label niya sa isang soup can na nakita niya. So, by that, no, inulit-ulit niya ito sa canvas na meron siya. And sa pamamagitan nun, nakagawa siya ng bagong bagay na gusto niya, which is yun na nga yung the Campbell Soup Can na ginawa niya noong 1962. So, ang layunin ni Warhol dun sa ginawa niya, no, is hindi para ibenta yung sabaw, kundi para kung paano ba nagiging bahagi yung produkto na meron tayo, and by that kung ano ba yung by that nakikilala natin yung kultura na meron tayo, at kung paano natin kikilalanin yung identity ng isang may kultura. And so ang epekto nito is yun na nga, yung nagbibigay ng bagong pananaw sa mga tao and sa mga viewers na nakakita, lalo na dun sa mga so, we have an example here, no? Ito na yung the one of the famous appropriation na ginawa ni Andy Warhol noong 1962, which is the Campbell Soap Can. Ginawa ni Warhol ito sa pamamagitan ng pag-label niya sa isang soup can na nakita niya, which is inulit-ulit niya lang ito sa canvas na meron siya, and by that nakagawa siya ng ganitong bagay. And ang layunin ni Warhol dito ay ang layunin niya dito is hindi para magbenta ng sabaw, kundi para ma-consider, ma-recognize yung mga bagay kung produkto na kung paano ba nakakabahagi ito sa kultura at sa pagkakilala natin yung identity na meron tayo. And by that, no, ang epekto ng ginawa niya is nagkaroon ito ng bagong pananaw sa mga viewers or mga nakakita, and lalo na sa mga nag-grocery sa supermarket, nakikita yung mga yung gawa ni Warhol. And yun lamang po. Thank you.